The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Kane stepped through the towering crystalline doors for what would be the final time. His footsteps echoed against the polished floors that had witnessed countless diplomatic victories and defeats over the past 3 decades. Today, they would witness something unprecedented: humanity's formal withdrawal from galactic civilization. High Chancellor Vex adjusted his ceremonial robes, the weight of ancient protocol heavy on his shoulders. Around the circular chamber, representatives from 47 species watched with a mixture of confusion and barely concealed relief. The humans, with their unpredictable nature and exhausting moral complexities, would finally be gone. Ambassador Kane, Vex began, his voice carrying the authority of millennia. The Council acknowledges your species' request for complete disengagement from all galactic affairs. This decision, while unprecedented, has been approved by majority. Vote. Kane nodded solemnly, his weathered face betraying no emotion. Behind him stood Captain Torres, her military bearing a stark reminder of humanity's unexpected martial prowess, and Dr. Liu, whose medical innovations had saved countless lives across the galaxy. The withdrawal process will commence immediately, Kane announced. All human personnel will be evacuated from Council space within 1 standard cycle. Our trade agreements, research partnerships, and mutual defense pacts are hereby terminated. Representative Nex of the Altarian Collective couldn't hide his satisfaction. The galaxy will function more efficiently without human interference, he muttered, loud enough for all to hear. Kane's expression remained neutral, but something flickered in his eyes. We shall see. The first signs appeared within days. The Kepler Mining Station, humanity's largest asteroid processing facility, went dark. The medical research outpost on Proxima 3 shuttered its laboratories. Human merchant vessels turned around mid-journey, their captains politely but firmly declining all communications. Initially, the Council species celebrated. The Zethans expanded their mining operations to fill the gap. The Corvan hegemony increased their medical research funding. The Altarians smugly announced increased trade efficiency now that human ethical concerns no longer slowed negotiations. Then the problems began. The Zethans discovered that human mining techniques had been preventing seismic instabilities in the asteroid belt. Without continuous human oversight, 3 major mining platforms collapsed, killing hundreds of workers. The Corvan medical facilities found themselves overwhelmed by a plague. They couldn't identify one that human doctors had been quietly treating for years without fanfare. Within a month, the Altarian trade routes descended into chaos. Pirates, previously held in check by human patrol fleets operating under obscure security agreements, began attacking merchant vessels with impunity. The Altarians' own military, designed for territorial defense rather than mobile operations, proved woefully inadequate for protecting their far-flung commercial interests. High Chancellor Vex stood before the Emergency Council session, his usual composure cracking. The economic projections were incomplete, he admitted. Humanity's contribution to galactic stability was significantly underestimated. The numbers were staggering. 60% of the galaxy's most dangerous trade route had been secured by human vessels. Human medical teams had been providing disaster relief to 17 different species. Their agricultural techniques fed colonies across 4 sectors. Their diplomatic corps had been quietly mediating disputes that never reached the Council's attention. They were everywhere, whispered Representative Kala of the hegemony. In every system, every crisis, every moment we needed help, but were too proud to ask. The Terran embassy remained sealed, its communication arrays powered down. All attempts to contact Earth received the same automated response. Humanity is no longer available for galactic consultation. Please direct all inquiries to appropriate Council authorities. The breaking point came when the Void Runner's a notorious pirate. Confederation launched a coordinated assault on 3 major trade hubs simultaneously. The species that had once relied on human rapid response found themselves defenseless. Their combined fleets, designed for different tactical doctrines and unable to communicate effectively, suffered devastating losses. As rescue operations struggled to save survivors from burning space stations, the terrible truth became clear. Humanity hadn't just been participants in galactic civilization, they had been its immune system. They had quietly shouldered the dangerous, thankless tasks that kept the galaxy functioning while others pursued profit and prestige. In the aftermath, as casualty reports flooded in and entire economies teetered on collapse, High Chancellor Vex made an unprecedented journey to Earth. He stood alone before the human embassy in Geneva, his pride abandoned in the face of catastrophe. "We were wrong," he said to the silent building. "We thought strength meant standing alone. We didn't understand that your strength came from holding everyone else up." The embassy doors remained closed. It took 6 months for the full scope of the crisis to unfold. Trade routes collapsed. Medical emergencies went unanswered. Conflicts that had been managed for decades erupted into open warfare. A galaxy that had voted to exclude humanity now faced the reality of existing without them. The Council's final transmission to Earth was simple. "We understand now. Come back, please." The response came not from governments or ambassadors, but from ordinary humans across Earth. They organized relief missions, launched medical expeditions, and deployed security forces. But they operated independently, helping where they chose, when they chose, answerable to no galactic authority. Ambassador Kane never returned to the council chamber. Instead, he established the Human Assistance Foundation, a civilian organization that provided aid based on need rather than politics. The galaxy slowly learned to function again, but the balance had permanently shifted. The lesson was clear. Sometimes the greatest strength isn't in commanding respect, but in earning it through service. The Council had learned too late that humanity's true power had never been their weapons or their economy. It had been their willingness to help others, even at great cost to themselves. The day the Council watched humanity disengage marked the end of one age and the beginning of another, where cooperation would be chosen rather than commanded, and where the galaxy's true guardians worked not from positions of authority, but from positions of conscience.